Good
Okay.
morning, Queen. I'm so
Good
excited to have a coffee chat with you. Thank you for being here.
good morning, Queen, to you. And yes, I'm happy to have coffee. I just made a new one. For
Mm,
those that might be watching, I lost power this morning, but I called in all my cooperative components and yay, power back on and coffee.
so good. It's so good. So I am loving this new thing that I'm doing. You know that the podcast is my favorite. And because it's my favorite, I'm attracting more and more and more and more conversations that even my calendar can hold. So currently it's December. Anyone wanting to be on my podcast, their nearest interview option is April with an air date in the summer, which is legit and fabulous. And thank you for showing me what's available and
You're like Rich
possible.
Roll.
Right. In every aspect of my business and
Yeah.
life, like that, I just have this queued up goodness in abundance. That's so good. And some of the conversations are for this moment.
Mm,
And so I'm loving having my first conversation with a fabulous queen be on the podcast and in that format. And then I'm loving this new idea to invite people back into conversations that I've already had and that we can put them out in the world in essentially real time. The whole live situation that's wasn't working for me, but this is close enough. Like it's going to post within minutes of having the conversation. And I think there is something to capturing what's happening now. I also believe that, we're never going to miss out on what's meant for us. So, whatever message we hear, whenever we hear it, is the perfect right timing, and you're not behind, and all the
yeah.
things. I just want to do both.
And you know I'm all about the present moment. So having real
Right?
time, present moment, I'm with it. I'm with you. I'm with you,
It's so
Wendy.
good. It's so good. And the other thing that I'm loving about this is that they're in the morning,
Mm,
which for me is like this is right after my morning
yes.
practice. So this is the fire right here. Usually I
Yes.
save that for waking Amelia up for school, but it's Saturday and she's with her dad. So it's even a more, the stage for this conversation is so yummy because it's the morning. We both have such a delightful agenda for ourselves today in decorating our homes for the holidays.
Yes.
And like it's not even December yet. We still have a couple of days, but it
Yeah.
feels like, oh, like it's just a party. Everything that I wanted in my younger life is here.
Mm.
I wanted to live in New England. I wanted it to be snowing at Christmas. I
And we
wanted
had snow flurries yesterday.
I know. While I was at the Nutcracker with my daughter, like all the things, like literally everything that I'm living right now
Mm.
used to be the dream,
Yeah,
right? It's so good.
totally.
So I tell me what's on your heart today.
Ooh, what's on my heart? Well, I'm super grateful. My power is back on. Um, and it was only off for like 30 minutes, so really not a big deal.
Beautiful
Um,
contrast though, right?
yes, totally. And when the power's off, there's this quiet that you don't realize is not there when the power is on.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's like just no sound, no fridge, no, yeah, it's pretty magical. So what's on my heart is this is my favorite time of year. Like I am all about magic, the mystical, like darkness early. I know some people are like, I don't like it gets dark. Oh, I like it. Cozy season, twinkly lights, greens and cranberries and all the beautiful golds and all the beautiful colors, um, snow flurries. Yeah. And I'm
Right?
decorating the tree
Parties,
today. Yes.
parties, celebrations, like
Yes.
an abundance of them, gatherings
Yes.
and
Yes.
reflections and intention setting and
Yes.
demonstrative gift giving and presence and
Mm,
momentum and flurry of activity that when we like get over the long to-do list as a woman, typically our list not only is enjoy the holidays, but create them and do
yes.
the shopping and the wrapping and the decorating and the cooking and the entertaining
Yes.
and right. So it's this beautiful, for me, like global vortex of high vibe celebratory energy that I thrive in all year long. But I feel like in December, like, oh, now everyone's singing my song. Isn't it's fun over here? You guys should like this is legit also in March.
Yeah.
And but
You're so
it
funny.
feels like I don't know, it feels like this global permission slip
Mm,
to be me.
mm. Well, it's so funny because I'm listening to you like with the high vibes and the like gatherings and blah, and I'm over here as
My
the
generator.
self-projected,
Yep.
yeah, self-projected projector. I'm like, yes, some gatherings, but going in and resting. And one of the things I was thinking about today as I was seeing, oh, it's only like today and tomorrow, and then we're into December.
Yeah.
And I was reflecting on things where I'm still pushing myself, thinking I need to do them,
Mhm.
and it's not on my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just really, and you said like, you know, being fully me. I feel like this is like now this last month of this year, it's a 9 where we're letting go, right? And then next year's year 1, new
Right.
beginnings, year of the horse, fire.
Year of the Fire Horse,
Yes, sorry,
which
year of
hasn't
the fire.
happened since 1966.
Yes, which yeah, oh wow, right before I was born.
Mhm.
And it's this beautiful month of also reminding we don't need to be perfect, reminding ourselves what we have control over, and really sitting in our hearts on what feels aligned for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
not making yourself wrong
Yes.
because what's aligned for you in December and what's aligned for me in December
Yeah.
are polar opposites.
Yes.
And it's okay. It's okay. Like I am having a party tomorrow, a tree trimming party.
Oh,
And
fun.
it's like, well, I'm already having the tree trimming party, so I should also host a workshop on how to host a tree trimming party, which is going to be filmed in my kitchen live while I am, in fact, prepping for the tree trimming party. And it's small gathering, just like four other people, because it's a little tree. Like, I don't want 12 people decorating my tree, will be done in 5 minutes. So it's beautiful. And I was like, I thought, oh, I should invite Liz. Like, she's just down the street and she's always ready. And it's like totally our jam because it starts at 4 p.m. And
Yeah.
like you and I, it's like, oh, the sun went down. Time to put my jammies on. It's like,
Yeah.
it's so dark here at 4:45. I'm
I
like,
know.
well, it's practically midnight. I better like, I gotta hibernate. But but I didn't invite you because every single thing on my menu is anti-vegan and I didn't make myself wrong.
Mm,
Like I can love you and not invite you to every single thing I'm
Yes,
doing.
exactly.
And
And
I can also like cook with butter.
yes.
Like, you know what I mean? And you
And
can
I'm not, I
like,
don't take it personally that you're not inviting me
of
because I
course you
actually am
don't.
taking my younger daughter back to school and grocery shopping. So, and I'll be home and in my jammies while you're trimming the tree.
Right? And sometimes if we don't play that tape all the way out,
Yes.
I could have stopped with, I should really invite Liz.
Mm, that
And
word
then,
should.
right. Or like, I want to, or I enjoy her, but not.
Yeah.
And then, like, oh, but the recipes, oh, well, I could do it with, oh, well, I could, well, I could, And it's like, you didn't even ask to be invited. So I just feel like all to say, sometimes we can spin ourselves into some form of overwhelm,
Yes. Which isn't
which
present.
and completely unnecessary
Yes.
and manufactured.
Yes.
And is that even coming up
Mm.
because ease and peace and delight feels too good?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's, I mean, I spent years people pleasing where I would have said, like, say you invited me, like you did the thing and I should invite Liz, and then you invite me, and then I go, and I really don't want to go because I'm tired. It's been a long week for me, and I need to rest, and I have things going on this week, and I need to listen to my body. And no, Wendy, I can't come. And so it goes both ways, right? So, like, you not asking, I'm allowed, to be in my own space
Right.
doing what I need to do and you're where you need to do. And neither one of us are taking anything personally. Like
Right.
it's it's not personal.
Yeah. And it's
You don't,
always a double blessing,
yes, always,
right?
always.
Like you
Yeah.
don't want to leave your house after
No,
the sun goes
I
down,
want to sit with my tree lights on and just sit in my jammies and watch a Hallmark Christmas movie. Okay.
right? Which is
With
so
the
fun.
dogs laying by me.
Golden Retrievers, no less, which that
Mm, mm.
actually is a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah, that is a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah. So I love this conversation and thank you for just holding space for that because what I wanted to talk about was navigating the holidays
Mm,
and also if you want to touch on it, the most recent family gathering
yeah.
that you navigated and how this looks different for us post divorce
Mm,
because there's so much. I mean, okay, this journey, this overall life journey, everyone's
yep.
on their own path, right? It's all
Yeah.
good. My journey to this level of freedom, as signified to me in this moment as my divorce is final, was a longer path than yours.
Hmm.
And, everyone is on their own. So
Hmm.
as as I reflect on the holidays, and I think for me, there's a lot of expectations
Mm.
around this time of year,
Hmm.
as evidenced in every single movie and aforementioned entire network called Hallmark, right? So, like,
Yes.
everyone falls in love on Christmas Eve and cue
Yeah.
the snowfall, and everything is right in the world.
Yeah.
And having years of trying to create an environment where something that magical and transformative could happen. And some years it did, and some years it didn't. And then in the, because this happens once a year, and because there's so much attention culturally,
Mm.
the memories are pretty strong. And
Yeah.
so I love Christmas Eve.
Me
And
too.
when I think about Christmas Eve, my mind goes to the last Christmas Eve that I spent with my
Mm,
ex-husband.
mm,
And it was very, it was painful and fascinating and telling.
mm,
And it was in that moment, it was just very uncomfortable. We were at dinner at our friend's house and he was being really mean out loud. And I was like, I felt like it was a movie I was watching.
Yeah.
And at one point, I got up, I'm clearing the table, getting ready for dessert, and really feeling like I was having an out of body experience anyway, and needing to, like, I'm very desirous to leave this room right now. So I just got up with plates and went to the kitchen, and my friend, the host, looked at me and she was like, "Are you guys all right?" And she's like, no, she was in it. Like we were having
Yeah.
so many conversations I mean, for the
Mm,
previous
hmm
2 years while I was sitting in the question. And now she's like, and I said, I I think we're consciously uncoupling in this moment
mm,
or unconsciously uncoupling. Like I don't, something is happening and I thought I was maybe making it up, but she was witnessing it.
mm,
So like I that was real and that happened and our vibration is where we last left it.
yeah.
So I disconnect from that experience because it was not enjoyable. But every Christmas it comes back and I would like it's my desire to complete with that and having the freedom that I have now and in this conversation that is my desire.
Are you open to
I'm open. I want to hear it all.
it still coming up because there's something you need to heal?
Yeah.
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 It's
What do
all
you
that's
think
what
that is?
only you know.
I know, but it would be so much better if you
I
told
wish I
me.
could tell you.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah. I think it's belonging. I think it's worthiness. I think it,
Yeah, and being seen, and maybe it's a little bit of like I allowed it.
oh, I co-created it
Yeah, yeah.
completely.
So it's sometimes forgiving yourself.
Every time forgiving
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I mean, obviously, as she clears her throat. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's when you feel like you don't belong
Yes.
in your own place
Yeah.
and
Mm.
that you are, there's something about belonging and then there's something about shunning.
Well, and there's also about like not being treated kindly because they also have their own healing they're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's not okay for you to have stuff going on and you to put it on me and be unfriendly to me.
Mhm.
And
And yeah.
forgiving
And
myself for allowing that unkindness to be put on me without me saying anything about it.
right. And that can't really be repaired. However, what what comes to me from that is okay. Like this is an awakening. I am
Yeah.
identifying, you know, when we are experiencing what we don't want, we know more clearly what we do. And so
Yes.
in that moment, it was, and if you're unsure, like, don't worry, it'll get bigger. So now it was big enough that I had a witness. At the time, my mom was also, she came out from California for like 6 months. So she was also witnessing it. But
Yeah.
we're both so used to making something look prettier than it actually
Yeah.
is. So that was not
Yes.
helpful.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm sure it's, I
I'm
just need to
fine.
be
You're
a
fine.
bigger
We're all
person. We're
fine.
totally fine. Look at the Christmas tree. Isn't it pretty?
Look at
but
the
so having
presents.
this outside witness
Yeah. Yeah.
was like, okay, so we cannot have a different result if we keep doing things the same way. So that was a very blatant example to me of something is shifting because this is no longer acceptable to me or
Right.
okay for me. And it is also clearly not okay or acceptable to him. So,
Mhm.
that was just another push toward my courageous conversation that set both of
Yep.
us free.
Yep.
And there is still healing for me
Always.
that is not going to come from his recognition of how he didn't make me feel blah blah blah. Like it
And
has
it actually
nothing to do
doesn't have anything to do with him.
nothing to do with him.
No.
Right.
He's
And
allowing it to come up and out, but it's not about him. It's
right.
always about our own journey and what we need to heal in this life. Yeah.
And what are the ways that I see myself?
Yeah.
And what are the
Or where
ways
am I being
I feel
unkind to
like?
myself?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Where am I betraying myself? Where am I not listening to myself? Where am I like, what is it that, um, am I like, oh, he's not seeing me? Where am I not seeing me,
Totally.
myself? Yeah. Yeah.
So for you, what is
Yeah.
that process? Like for me, it's like, oh, I'm so
Everything's
happy I
fine,
have
Wendy.
a
It's all fine.
open, so happy I have an open journal right here because after this conversation, I've got some prompts. Because for me, I you might find this shocking. I'm a verbal processor. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel. Like I had no idea we were going to talk about this. I don't
Yeah.
know how I feel till I start talking. So,
I'm the same. I'm a verbal, like I leave myself voice memos all the time. It's how I process
mm,
and work through things. Is I'm not necessarily looking for someone to give me feedback, but as a self-projected projector, it's how I work through things always.
so mine is journaling
Yeah.
as well because it slows down my
Yes.
thoughts. I'm going to free write, but I can obviously think faster than I can write. And if I were to, and I want to talk about meditation because that's your jam, but if I were to meditate after this conversation, my
Your
mind,
mind would be, no,
it would
your mind
not be
wouldn't.
quieted.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So for me, like I need to release it, move it from my head to my heart through my hands and get it out of my body. And it's also where my inner wisdom shows up
Hmm.
because I'm already writing. And then as
Yeah.
I'm writing, I am telling myself, now, wait a minute. I can see how you would feel like that, Wendy, on the page. And let me just remind us what we know to be true. We know that everything is always working out for us. We know
Yes.
that love created us like itself. We know that you can have a grievance or a miracle, but you can't have both. So we are making a new decision and we are completing with this thought system that says we can't have what we want. And we are creating a new thought system. And how beautiful that this is a 9 year, that we are shedding these patterns, that we are
Yes.
being invited into a new beginning. And with this fire horse situation, we're burning what is no longer in service.
Right.
And you can't, even if you kept the ashes, you can't recreate what was.
No.
And you don't
It's
want
over.
to.
It's over. The past doesn't exist anymore. All that exists is what's right here, right now. And we are in a purification process. Like this is a 9 year, we need to let go of what no longer serves us. So we're going to be constantly put in the fire to purify. And as my meditation teacher always reminds me, is like your Liz, your intellect knows, your intellect wants to be complete. Your intellect has these, mantras you say to yourself, but you're not, you need to get your heart on board too. Your heart, there's still something there to heal. And it's asking, like when I'm in meditation, or sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'm in a moment of healing where tears just come. And I don't sometimes have control over that. Like they just come. And what I know now, though, is that they don't last as long. So I remind myself that healing has happened.
Oh, totally.
But what I'll ask, what are these tears for? And sometimes it's just energy that needs to move up and out. But I'll ask, and I did this a lot on the Camino, is what's the wound I'm healing?
Mm.
What is it?
Yeah.
Just tell me. And you'll get pieces of that, right? But we're just continually being put in the fire so that we can come out the other side and live the life that we came here to live. But there's one, having the intellect know versus your heart know, they need to be brought together. And it's
Mm.
always letting the heart lead and the mind follows. But it is like cleaning up the mind. And the more that we journal and the more that we wild write, like I took this course that I got certified in called wild writing. And one of the things we always say is say yes to what's coming.
Mm.
That's where the juice is. That's where the beauty is when you notice that you're starting to like, oh, you're like, oh, I don't want to write this. That's when you know, like, okay, there's something here, and I'm butting up against my edge right now. Yeah. But it's
And
all
to,
about training the mind. It's a constant 24/7 training the mind. And that doesn't mean the more you do it, the more energy you have, the lighter you feel, the more healing comes through, the more you move forward on your journey. But it is like a practice every single day. The morning rituals, the daily rituals you and I have, all of it matters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're creating an environment of safety for ourselves
Yes.
and to continue to remind yourself, even if someone's watching or listening and they're gonna grab their journal and going, okay, I'm going into the deep. Here we go. The life preserver is the reminder that you're safe because
Yes.
our body doesn't know the difference
Right.
between something that's happening right now or something we're thinking about right now.
Right.
So if I'm,
Right.
as I was telling the story of that Christmas Eve, the fateful Christmas Eve, like I felt awful
Yeah.
in my body
You're out of
because
alignment.
I was reliving that experience. And our body keeps score, our body remembers. And so, what I can remind myself in
Yeah.
this moment is that's not happening right now.
No.
We're safe. This is a safe space. I still want to have the conversations
Right.
because I don't want people to think, oh, well, you know, whatever, you've already did it. So you don't know how hard it is or what, I mean, whatever. I don't even know what people think.
If someone
Oh,
came up to me and said, I don't know how hard it is, I'd laugh.
right. I mean, but sometimes we think that
Yeah.
our hard is worse than everyone else's hard. And
No, it's not though.
it's just I feel like this is a harsh thing to say, but it's an excuse that allows you to stay stuck
Yeah.
because your mind is telling you that familiar is safe. And I'm telling you that freedom is safe.
Right. And we're not meant to live in comfort. And I don't mean comfort like we have a house, we're warm, we have clothes, we have food. I'm talking about the gifts are in the discomfort. The growth is in the discomfort. If you're sitting there in comfort day in and day out, you aren't truly living. You aren't
Right.
healing what you're here to heal. We're all here healing something because we're all here.
Well, it's like something over and over and over and over and over. So
Yes.
it's not like, well, what is the thing that needs to be healed? It's like,
No.
what is the thing that needs to be healed in this moment?
Yes. with it because it's a different layer now, right?
Right.
Because we move up the spiral. So
Right.
now where we were healing it down here before, now we're up here healing it because we've had healing, we've had growth. So we
Right.
see it in a different viewpoint as a,
Yes.
from a bird's eye view, from that hawk's eye view, like the bigger picture, right?
Right.
But it doesn't
Right.
mean it's easy. It doesn't mean like, oh, Liz, you meditate every day, so life is it. No, it
Right.
keeps happening. Like there's always growth. As long as I'm here in this physical body, there is always a growth edge I need to move past.
Yeah.
Always. Because the goal is self-realization.
Right. Right. And inner peace.
Yes. And I mean, you can be like, because one of my things I'll do sometimes is like, really? Again? Like, you're throwing me into the fire again? Come on with this. Like, come on. And then I'm like, oh, Liz, whew, mine's getting involved there. Like, let's take a step back here and get aware of like, really? Why not be thrown in the fire again? Why not continue the purification process? Especially with my week this last week, it's been like
Yeah.
flames.
Yeah. And I want to talk about that because I think there's this Abraham Hicks talks about like, why are we here?
Yeah.
And they've boiled it down for ease of
Yep.
remembering is for freedom, for
Yeah.
joy, and for
Yep.
expansion.
Yep.
And when you're in your bliss and everything is coming easily and everyone's agreeing with you, it gets old. Like
Yep.
like that's when you're like, ooh, okay, I want more. I want more. I want expansion. And then expansion like feels a
Be
little
careful
bit
what you ask for. Like, you want
right.
more expansion? Well, then you're going to get more ways you need to expand.
Right. Like you're bumping up against your growth edges because
Totally.
once you get through that ceiling, Gay Hendricks says in his book, The Big Leap,
Yeah.
your ceiling becomes your new floor. Right. And
Yes.
so then you're here. So
Kind
this
of
is
like that
the
spiral I talked
right.
about. Like now you're
This
up
is
here.
the expansion. And then
Yes.
this is the freedom and the joy. And then you're
Yeah.
ready to grow again. So it is
Yes.
this dynamic that is constantly moving, and we want to be the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't believe that that is a destination. I believe
No,
that that is the journey. It is
it's
continuing to
always about the
evolve.
journey.
And my highest and best is evolving in real time. I don't
Yeah.
believe that was already written down and I'm just
No,
supposed to solve the mystery and
no.
find the path. I'm co-creating the path
You're just
with
supposed to follow
the
the breadcrumbs
divine
being presented to you. Right.
that are based on the destination that I created for
Yes.
myself. Like
Yes.
it's not bad, it's not scary, it's not going to be growing up in the church. I thought that and no shade on the church. It's because I started there when I was really little.
Yeah.
So my whatever a 5-year-old's definition
Yeah.
of what
You
life
had
was supposed to
subconscious beliefs
be,
that, yes.
and I didn't have the mental capacity to expand the narrative the way that I allow myself to do now. Right. So
Mm,
it was limited,
right.
but it was not necessarily, they weren't preaching limitations. I was interpreting it
Right.
as limitation because I was a
Right.
child. So that's
Right.
my disclaimer. But
We always do the best we can in the moment
right. And
with what
I
we have.
didn't realize that the moment was continuing to evolve.
Right.
I thought the moment was outside of me and I had to figure out how to get there.
Right.
And you want to figure it out, but it could be that you're supposed to be a missionary and not have anything. And
Right.
it made me not want to figure it out because I didn't want to find out that I was supposed to be a missionary. And for some people, like that's exactly what they want. And for me, it's like, I want a really big house and I want a
Yeah.
lot of them. And then I want to
Yeah.
invite people over. And like that's how I want to be in service.
Right.
So it's not something that we need to be afraid of
No.
figuring out because we're the one creating it and being drawn toward it in ways that feel good.
Right.
and lead to more
Yeah.
joy, more freedom, more expansion, more joy,
Yeah.
more freedom, more expansion, all of those things. So, in this container of we've taken inspired action
Yeah.
to experience life in a way that is in alignment
Mm.
for this version of ourselves,
Hmm.
AKA, we got divorced. Um, there are still some things and some opportunities that we have to dip in to the situations and the people groups and the environments that were created through our married
Yeah.
experience. And
Yeah.
and that's what I would love to get your thoughts on. I my holidays are completely joy-filled and full of parties because I'm not navigating the comfort level of another person who didn't like parties.
Yeah.
So I have this more expansive experience, and you recently had an experience that I would love for you to talk about, and just in how we're navigating that, or how you're navigating that.
So first, just a little bit about what you were just talking about with healing and all the things is that one of the practices I do each day is instead of looking back over the day and thinking like, oh, I failed because I was still healing that or I reacted that way, I look at it in a way as thank you for the opportunity to heal and thank you for showing me the work I still need to do. And also I feel there is this part of divorce that isn't really spoken a lot about, and that's what happens after. Like once you go in front of the judge, it's not over. There are all these little things that need to be done in the agreement to be completed, and you're just hoping that each person does the things that they're supposed to be doing to complete. And sometimes you have to realize there are things you don't have control over, and but that it's always working out for you. And I can tell a new story about how I want things to unfold, etc. Um, but there's also something I realized this week that I didn't even think about before is that no matter how the divorce came about, no matter how it all completed, there is a loss, there is grief. And I always have been looking at it like me grieving. I
Mm,
forgot that there's people in my ex-husband's family that might also be grieving that I'm not there all the time anymore.
mm,
And so a couple weeks ago, my ex-brother-in-law passed away. And I'd known him for over 30 years. And um, which meant that I needed to go and be with family I hadn't seen since John and I separated and were divorced. Now, I could have told myself a bunch of stories about how people were going to react to me. But here's the thing, we don't have control over people's opinions of us, and no matter what we do or say, we're not going to change them.
mm,
So I just kept telling myself that I let nothing disturb me, and whatever comes, I let it be okay. And the most beautiful part of this is I had been in contact with my ex sister-in-law through the whole process. He had been sick for a long time. And so it's not like I hadn't been in contact, and we had coffee a few months ago. And so we went early, and my older daughter was with me, and my ex-husband was bringing my younger daughter. And I hadn't seen my ex-mother-in-law since before this even happened, and between John and I. And it was honestly, she was lovely to me. She was like, "You look great." She was just, no one was any different towards me than before. And now I could have paved that a different way,
Mhm.
but I was a deliberate creator and I was like, Liz, this isn't about you.
Right.
This is about being in service to Monica and her children. And it was hard. It was beautiful. I saw a couple old friends that were friends of my ex-husband's that we used to all hang out.
Mm.
Um, I also had my, ex say in front of me when he was asked about Thanksgiving that he was going to spend it with his girlfriend and just right in front of me. And it was all beautiful because in all of this, I stood in my power of I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I love being with me.
Mhm.
Like, I'm in love with me. I'm working on being fully in love with me. I'm not looking to go outside to look for validation anymore or to have someone see me anymore. It's enough that I see myself. And I also knew when this was all happening, there was the wake and then there was going to be the funeral. And I knew it was about going to the wake and not the funeral. And they all understood that.
And it didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter because it wasn't about me being there or not being there. And I went and was in service to them and my kids and everybody else that night. And, um, but I feel like that's like, there's just stuff we don't really talk about that
Mhm.
in the divorce that these things happen and we're going to have to show up,
Right.
especially when we have kids involved.
Right. Yes. And you said something that I think is so key that, of course, is beneficial when you're navigating family situations post-divorce, but also navigating everything always,
Yeah.
is that you were the deliberate creator of your experience.
Yes.
That comes from setting an intention. You
Yeah.
can, one of the processes in the, I don't know if it's in Ask and It Is Given, but in one of the Abraham Hicks books, it talks about segment intending. And
Yes.
you can practice this in when I get off this call, it's a new segment. What is my
Yeah.
dominant intent for
Yeah.
that next amount of time? Well, I'm going to move up and down the attic stairs with ease and grace. I am sure-footed and I am full of delight of creating a beautiful home for the holidays, right? And
Yes.
then when I am done coming down the attic, I use my creativity in fabulous ways. I take
Yeah.
these decorations that have been in my experience for decades and
Hmm.
I make new vignettes with them. I mean, you can do them about things that are very easy, but coming into that practice of I'm going in my car and I'm going to the store and my dominant intent is to be focused and to be aware of my surroundings and to
Yeah.
have good timing and to find a great parking space and to have,
Always.
an excellent selection of produce and, all of the things. And when we are deliberately creating, we have a completely different experience than we're just creating by default by just showing up and saying, well, it is what it is. Well, that is true, but it could have been something different if I was engaged on the front end to create the experience that I desire.
Mm, 100%. Like we have an opportunity every moment of every day to be fully present and pave the way for the next moment. But how often are we fully present? How often are we practicing that? Um, my, and what you brought this up earlier, is my one non-negotiable besides journaling and writing and speaking out loud to my voice memos. or just around my house to my dogs. They hear a lot, is meditation. It's my, it's a non-negotiable. Like to the point of if I'm doing 6 a.m. yoga, I back up the time of when do I need to get up in order to get my 30-minute meditation in. So I get up at 4:15 a.m. on those days. Like, and the reason it's such a non-negotiable for me, and it wasn't always, is the more I did the practice, because it's still a practice, it's because it's about training the mind. Because true meditation is ultimately no thought. Well, while we're all still here, that's not, now there's going to be moments of no, like where you're in it, but the majority of it is you're training the mind. So every time I go off on a thought, and this morning I had a lot, like it's the holidays. Now I'm navigating, like my daughter gave me a list, and what does he get her? What do I get her? Like, oh, I already bought everything. So, okay, I'm gonna have to maybe meet him halfway to hand off a couple presents, and then he'll pay me back. And so my mind would go off, and then I'd bring it back with the mantra. The thing is the more I practice that, the more I'm able and aware to fully come back into this moment, this breath, this mantra. And I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have gotten divorced if it wasn't for this practice that is non-negotiable to me. It's how I see what is next in front of me. And it might not be in while I'm meditating, but it's where later in the day I'll get a download. And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm healing. Oh, or a song will play or healing will come up. Whatever it is, it allows us to live the life we came here to live by fully sitting in stillness so we can see the thoughts that are still holding us back, the
And
habits and the
listen
habits.
and listen to the guidance because
Yes,
that it's always there. It's always available.
always.
It's, referred to as the still small voice. It's a whisper. The Course in Miracles says that
Yes, it's always a whisper.
the Course in Miracles says the ego speaks first and the ego speaks loudest. So whatever is yelling at you is not your higher self. Like that is, the mantra of the ego is seek but do not find. And this is a practice, an opportunity, and even segment intending has this element to it. Being present has this element to it. Meditating is a longer container of this element, but it is just taking a breath and asking yourself, what do I need in this moment? What do I want in this moment? And
Yes,
it's all that does is it just slows everything down for a minute. And then what you hear, it might not be like, oh, write this book or invest in crypto or like whatever. I don't even know those
fantastic.
words. I just keep hearing them on my
I
YouTube,
know, I
but I
know.
don't even know what that means. But it's not necessarily like the one time you hear is going to be here are the lottery numbers,
No,
but it's cut off a row of branches on your Christmas tree to create some space. They're not things that, I mean, that's what keeps coming to me. So that's why I'm saying it out loud because, like, oh, I really need to do that. That is my inner guidance. My future self knows how I want the tree to look, and my future self likes some more space on the tree. And I had an idea of how to create more space. Like, okay, that might be dumb. It's not dumb, it's guidance. And when I get into the practice of hearing it and then paying attention and then doing the thing and then feeling the relief, and
yep,
then I can trust it and be attuned to it in all sorts of ways. I mean, I get it all the time of, oh, send this email or say this thing or say yes to this guest on the podcast. And that ends up being whatever, 1,000 fabulous things on the other side of it. And I'm constantly asking God, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom would you have me say it?
Yeah.
And it is this,
Show me how you'd have me be in service today.
right, what is my role in this today?
Yeah.
Is my question about the things that are bigger than today. Like I can
Yep.
segment and tend, like that's going to narrow the focus. But when
Yep.
I'm like, I want a chateau in France. Okay, well, what is my role in this today?
Yeah.
So I'm working on the bigger projects and I'm working on the segment intending, and it's the exact same practice
Yes.
and it's the exact same guidance. And it is how I am moving forward and how I am making these quantum leaps
Right.
because I'm taking a different course of action
Right.
than I spent the first 52 years of my life
Right.
taking.
Right. Well, and I also think that, it's, like we were just talking about, it's all about being of service, but it's also like pausing in the moment,
Yeah.
allowing that inhale and exhale. Do I need to respond to this email right now that just came in from my ex-husband? No, actually, I don't. And I will respond when I am in alignment.
That's right there. Right there.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long because you have a practice to
Yes,
get into
exactly.
alignment, but that right there is the key. It's get into that vortex, get into that good feeling place, and then yes,
Yes.
you have 14 things on your list to do, and you really want to decorate the Christmas tree, but you feel like you should. For me, my past operating system
Yeah.
is no fun till the chores are done. But
Yes. Get it
you've
all
been
done
to
first.
you've been to my house, the chores are never done. So
No.
that means no fun.
Well,
That's
and the list is never done. There's
right.
always
So
something you
that's
could do at
done.
the house. Yeah.
And I am more effective in the things that maybe aren't at the top of my list after I do the thing that feels good. Like it
Yes.
shouldn't it doesn't, I don't mean to say it doesn't need to wait to be the prize. It
Right.
gets to be the gas in my vehicle that gets the other things done.
Right. Like, why can't we do the thing that feels good first?
We absolutely will benefit if
Yes.
we do.
Right. And we'll have more energy and be more productive when we are in that alignment and we do the thing that feels good and we keep moving towards the like what feels good, what feels good, what feels good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I experienced that this week and I was so excited. And Amelia was like, honey, there was this thing I was totally procrastinating about. And I did some journaling this morning and I'm so glad I got this done. And what do you think I did? Do you know what I did? And she was like, what? I was like, well, what do you think I did? And she was like, total eye roll. You created a new thought about it. It's like, that's right, I did. I created a new thought, a thing,
Oh,
and I had a completely different experience. I mean, and like I'm reliving the absolute joy and enthusiasm that it was to cross this thing off of my list that had been moved from list to list to list to list because I
I
was doing
know.
everything else I wanted to do. But it required doing all of those things I wanted
Yes.
to do because it cleared the space for me to get in alignment and create a new story about this
Yes, and
thing.
and get it done the way it should be, like you needed to do it versus doing it earlier and the frustration. We're not supposed to be doing things in frustration.
Mhm. They cannot be received in enthusiasm if they
Right.
are done,
Right.
practiced in frustration. It doesn't matter what words we use in the email
Right.
with the attachment, it's the energy of the experience that is translated.
Well, one of the things, the reflection questions I like to use when I'm feeling out of alignment in my journal or in my voice memo is, I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to talk about this because it's those things we don't want to talk about that are taking away from our alignment and feeling good and doing the things we are meant to be doing. So
Mm-hmm.
the more we talk about what we don't want to talk about, even if it's just to our journal, because sometimes that's the only place that needs to hear it,
Mm-hmm.
is we get that out of the way
Yeah.
so we can be in full alignment, feel good, feel the joy, heal.
Hmm. That's so good. And if you are not divorced, so you live someplace where someone might read your journal, you could write that on paper and then throw it in
Burn it.
the fire because there is something that practice of getting it out of your body. What you get out of your body cannot make you sick, but
Right,
also
exactly. And
that
that is so
practice,
key right there.
yes, it's dis-ease, right?
Yes.
So that practice also, besides getting it out of your body, it lets you play the tape out because it makes a lot of sense when it's just on replay in there.
Well, and you're letting the mind rule, right? You're letting the mind be in charge. Like I sometimes say, "Oh, Liz, who's in charge?" Oh, your mind just took over there for a second, but I'm going to come and I'd say, "Mind, I'm going to take back over the driver's seat. Thank you."
Right.
And it's a reminder too that it takes up energy. You
Mhm.
are wasting energy because whatever that is taking up your energy. It's causing dis-ease. And um, without getting it out, you are staying stuck in that energy and you are not present.
Yep.
You are not looking at, because you can take that thing and take it out and put it on the page, being fully present with it.
Mhm.
And then you can see what it's there for.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
It's good stuff.
We both said that at the same time.
I know. It's like, okay, let's end this call and get out our journals. Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm so happy to be journeying with you.
Oh, me too.
It's so
With you.
fun. And is there anything that you want to add before we close this call?
Hmm. Wherever you are, just take a moment to take a deep inhale and exhale to come fully back to this moment and know that everything is going to be okay. And it's all for our whatever it is that's coming to you is for your highest good,
Yeah.
even in the moment if you can't see it. And just the more you practice present, especially during this season, the more you're gonna just feel that inner joy and happiness, and it's gonna vibrate out from you to the people around you. Yeah. And I am so happy for people who are in beautiful relationships with someone
Oh,
else. I am
100%.
not saying like, but like these practices that both Wendy and I talk about aren't just for us because we're divorced.
Right.
They're for everyone
Mhm.
so that
Yeah.
you can fully be you and know yourself. Yeah.
Yes. And
Mm,
I would add, we cannot expect a different result by
yeah.
doing things the same way.
No. Mm-mm,
So if
mm-mm.
you have been habitually disappointed by how the holidays play out,
Then you need to do something different.
that's right. So we're going to
And
do
how do you
some
do that?
segment intending and
Get in
be
alignment.
present. That's right. And find out what alignment feels like. You'll know.
Yes.
You'll know. And if you're not sure, don't worry, it'll get bigger.
Yeah.
And you'll have more witnesses and it'll all be good.
Oh, yes.
Oh
Yes,
my
yes, yes.
gosh. Thank you
Awesome.
so much, Queen. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Queen. So appreciate you.